She said, under the bridge in your baby blue eyes, she said, I wanna come home with you tonight. And she said, I wanna come home with you tonight. Will it be known to the dark skies and stars that you'll be mine? You'll be mine. She said, I wanna be loved. I wanna be told that I care too much. And she said, items of interest, forms of propaganda. I don't know if you heard about it. Oh no, I told you about it. But it's something new, brand new. And if you don't like it, go fuck yourself. We love it. And she said, I'll come again. Now, we got that over with. How are you? This is the show.
Hi, everybody. You poor, depraved souls who might watch this show. We don't give a fuck.
I love you.
We don't even care.
I know, I love them though, man. They're the coolest people though. You only get a few, but it's the kind of people I like keeping around because, they're one of a kind.
Yeah. Well, we hope so. Even then we don't know.
I love them.
Even then we don't know. But
if I find out I got 18 bodies under the basement,
we got love.
Fuck it, they were funny.
Right. So hot.
Yeah.
You got your little baby beer? You got...
Yeah, I got some things, man. I just started writing today. It's been Passover.
Cute little song.
I was having a solid weekend.
Right.
And until the phone rang.
Then you got called a piece of shit by two people.
Yeah, I got called
too much.
But one of them I could take, but they're like, no, why would we ever hire you? I was told I was non-hireable. And then somebody yelled at me because I wouldn't take a job in Florida from Colombia. I said, fuck no, I kind of like what I got going on here. Well, I'm scrapping, but, I'm still me,
You're sweet. Yeah. You're genuine.
How could I have been a hostess boy? This is what I wanted to bring up to you. I've been saving this for a couple of days. Do you know what a hostess
I know
boy
what
is?
they are. I know what their job is. So, folks, this is actually a big thing in Japan. A hostess boy is a man who, he kind of wears his hair like in an effeminate way, long hair. And what he does is he mainly entertains women, just strangers. So what he does is he pretends to have relationships with them to make them feel good. And also, they drink a lot of liquor. Hostess boys drink a lot of liquor. So they're all about the party. But mister, if you wanted to be a hostess boy, you should grow your hair out again.
Well, you know why my hair's cut?
So you could get
a job. You
know
why my hair's cut? Because down south, if I had my long hair, they wouldn't hire me.
Right.
So I cut it off, and they still didn't hire me.
Right.
And that bothers me.
I burped.
Because I have beautiful hair.
You have beautiful hair, and I just burped, folks. I'm sorry. Yeah. Also,
And you know, you made the best pork chops
I did.
ever. You
I
made
did.
pork chops like 3 days ago.
Yeah. Yep.
They were so good,
So hot.
and I've been waiting for the shit.
You
You know how you eat something, you're gonna shit,
All
and I'm
right.
like, this has got to be a good shit, and I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my.
I'm wondering, where's the pork chop shit? You know it's got to be a cluster.
Well, what if your body just absorbed most of it?
I don't know, man, but they were so good. I ate 4 of them.
Maybe your body needed it, so you didn't really have much to shit out.
Where is the shit?
Yeah, where is it?
I know.
You know
Look.
where it is, Sanford.
I swear.
You better tell us where it is.
Sanford, if you know about this, I'm gonna fuck you up. Hey.
So right. What you got in your little baby notes? What you got?
The cast of one's life. This is what I was over here giggling about. I don't know why I wrote this. The cast of one's life can't even get you food stamps unless you know Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo. Honey Boo Boo. It sounds like something I'd call you. It sounds like a nickname I would call you.
No, you don't
There's
know
a little
who
girl.
Honey Boo Boo
I know.
is.
Honey Boo Boo was a girl. Okay.
Hell
Little
yeah,
girl.
she was a girl.
Yeah, and I don't know what she's
Cat's
doing
out
now.
the box.
I don't know what she's doing now, but
She's probably sucking dick for cocaine and cheeseburgers.
yeah, okay.
Am I allowed to say that?
I don't know.
Well, I know.
We say everything on this show. We say everything.
Sanford,
Sanford.
don't look at me like that.
You don't look at me. Gosh.
Alright. So,
So hot.
what are you bringing to the table this week?
This week? You mean this weekend?
Yeah, I know you got a little
This
something.
is Saturday. The thing is I have written games for the show, and Mister, you have completely blown them off. I don't even think you remember that we have a game anymore.
Well, bring it out, baby.
So we have a game.
I'll play the shit out of it.
Yeah, I have a game here. I've had a game. I've had more than one. Because I've been writing these, and just nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit.
No.
I offer things nobody wants. And that's the story of my life. And people are like, oh no, but you have titties. People will give you everything. Bullshit. Bullshit. I offer things, nobody wants it. They just kick me to the side. I got these games. I got gold medal snuggle abilities. I cook pork chops. I do everything. And I just get kicked to the side. Let me get this game. I have it over here in my green notebook. Mister, what is that? What is happening?
No.
I just get pushed aside and you're just blowing this shit towards me. I don't like it.
Get the gang.
Get it out of my face. Mister, please sit down.
When you want me to
Please
sit down,
take a seat.
I will take a seat.
Please take a seat.
I'll go over here and take a seat. I was trying to use my new mic stand.
Right.
But, we'll just take a seat.
Right.
This fucking chair.
Alright. So let me
Spend my days with a woman unkind, drinking all my wine. Took my chances on a big jet plane.
Okay.
That's Led Zeppelin.
So much. Okay. Yeah. Alright, mister. I got it.
Yeah.
So,
let's do it.
it says, let's see if I can read this eloquently. Maybe. This is pick a time period. I add a title to every one of these games, not that anyone gives a shit. This is pick a time period, so Mister, thank you. This is, okay. This is a new mic, too. So, you you have 4 different time periods to pick from. Just pick one. So, pick a number between 1 through 4 and you'll get a time period.
3.
I have to turn the page to figure out what number 3 is. You picked the 1970s. You could have picked the 1920s, the 1950s, or the 1990s. You went with the 1970s. Here's what it says. While everyone was dancing around like dumbasses, getting high and making merry, you constantly forewarned them of the destruction and oppression to come. You just didn't know we would all be feeling it some 40 years later. After the 10 years you spent fighting for our rights, you then found humanity in a damn faggot haze. So there you go. That's the 1970s. We can just move along, or do you want to hear about the other time periods you could have picked? I don't have to read it in any order. If you picked 4, it was the 1990s. It says things almost seemed a little too good to be true, but you still felt creeped out by the previous president. The whole while you knew, in your bones as it were, things would eventually come crumbling down. A weird, almost grotesque fixation on materialism gripped people, but you weren't buying it one bit. No, you went on terrorizing everyone more than ever. So it said you just went around terrorizing people, like being a troll. If you picked 1, it was, that was 4. This is 1, 1920s. The roaring 20s people would one day marvel at you never saw. For you were just a poor farmer living in a clapboard shack by candlelight, faced with rotten crops. No roaring 20s here. What made matters worse were the very queer and disturbing dreams you experienced almost nightly. That's very sad. And you got the 1950s, which is number 2. You worked on an assembly line in the city, sending forth handsome cars you could never drive. It pained you not being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, but in the evenings you played guitar unlike any other. So music was your one true pride and joy. Anyway, you didn't pick any of that. You picked the 1970s. So we're going to move on to what happens. What happened there? What happened with that? But you have another option here. You have another thing you have to choose from. All right. This is not in good order. Mister, I cannot find your options.
Man,
You're supposed to pick a set of numbers and I can't find your options.
that sounds like trouble.
Disorganized, I guess. But you have 2 options you could choose from because you chose the 1970s. So, would you like to pick a number between 1 through 4? Okay, that's the free care clinic. You had 2 choices here. You had the free care clinic and the abortion clinic. So the free care clinic, you're currently working at a free care clinic helping people quit methadone. You may not be able to reach people on a large scale, but you're still doing all you can to help the needy get back on their feet and get back in the workforce. Now, if you picked the abortion clinic, do you want to hear about that? That's going to get a little... People are going to be very upset with this. You don't mind this gig. If working at an abortion clinic is the only way in which you can help end the perpetual retardation of humanity, you'll send fetuses straight to hell all day long. Yes, many Christians think you're an evil bastard, But this is probably the kindest thing you can do to ensure children don't get stuck in foster care or get abused and by irresponsible parents. You know.
That'd be better.
Yeah, I mean, if you stop and think about the horrible lives some of these kids lead because they get stuck in the system because nobody can care for them, it's very bad. So.
That's how you get criminals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they angry. Why would I'd be angry too. I am angry.
Right. Now you're helping people quit methadone.
Well, that's nice.
Which, well, it is. That's actually the drug that most people got hooked on when they came back from Vietnam. They provided methadone as a treatment for heroin, and then they wanted to quit methadone, and nobody could help them with that. So that turned into a terrible fiasco. So, yeah, I don't know why you didn't have options written down for the 1970s.
I got no options.
But you had a selection.
I got no options.
Of 2 different clinics. All right. Now, Mr. Do you want to hear the outcomes for these other time periods if you had chosen any of these, or do you just want to move on?
I don't care. It's your show.
Okay. Okay, well then, if you pick the 1920s, could you pick 3 numbers between 1 through 6?
4.
Okay. Three numbers between 1 through 6.
5 and 2.
Okay. 4 or 5? That's move.
No, 3. 5 and 6.
You're going, is that your final answer? 3,
Yes.
5, and 6. Now, it's funny because most of your numbers were in the option for move to the city. You had an option to move out of state to Idaho or move to the city. This is if you pick the 1920s path. Alright, so move to the city.
Yeah.
It says,
let's fucking move to the fucking city.
it was a rough transition, but you moved up north to the city no less, and now you're working at a shipyard. You're starting to get the hang of things.
I did that before.
And it was your sister's boyfriend who got you this job. Not a bad gig, but you still miss living in the tranquil seclusion of the countryside. Okay? Sounds about right.
Well, you can't get no personal space.
Right, that's true.
But I like being around the people.
Yeah.
You know.
Move out of state, it says. So if you chose this, it says you sell the farm and move out of state to Idaho, where your grandfather's house is. The land and everything has already been paid off, and you're able to move in at any time. You become a farmhand on your brother's farm. You're not ecstatic about it, but it will do just fine for now. Your dream of getting married and having a family seems so out of reach, but you'll just have to work harder. But that doesn't sound like you at all. And you didn't pick that. No. All right, 1950s. Let's see what these options were for the 1950s. Could you pick 3 numbers between 1 through 6, please, mister?
4, 2, and 5.
So 4 and 2 fall under quit the job, and 5 falls under keep the job. So you're quitting this job.
But I'm keeping the job. So. How is that possible?
No, because 2 of your numbers fell under quit the job. You're quitting the job.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting here.
You're not keeping this job. It says, it's a huge leap to take, but you gave up the job working the assembly line to pursue a band. There is no guarantee you will thrive in this career, but you've got the determination and the willpower to go places. So there you go there. And if you kept the job, it says You kept your job and began saving some money on the side. For the longest time, you thought only old people saved. But you're going to give it a go. And why? So perhaps one day you can purchase the car of your dreams. That doesn't really sound like you.
I just sold the car.
Yeah, you don't really give a shit about none of that. We don't care. And the last one.
I got that boogie woogie man music going on your ass.
Yeah, I like it though. I like the atmospheric too.
Yeah, but I got it on your ass because I had to tune it in.
And we're only in like over 20 minutes. This is we got a lot of time. I know we have a lot of time.
I'm not even done yet.
I just want you to know I'm not taking up all the time.
Oh no.
So the 1990s. Could you pick 3 numbers between 1 through 6? 3 numbers.
3, 6, 2, and 1.
Just 3, not 4.
6, 2, and 1.
6, 2, and 1. So 6 and 2. 2 of your numbers fell under invest. So you're going to invest. You had a choice of investing or moving to another country. Okay. So you invest early. You decide to invest in one of the few companies which will one day profit in the billions, but you don't know that in 1998. What's even more poignant about your tale is you were a former lifeguard and worked at an animal shelter. In other words, no one would have expected you to become opulent. No one ever expected you
I
to
heard
eat.
animals and lifeguard.
Worked at a shelter and you're a lifeguard. That's like some summertime.
I thought I was having to rescue animals drowning.
But you could. You could. No, those are 2 separate jobs.
For a second
They're 2 separate. And so that's what you chose. But so in other words, you'd become very wealthy. It's like you invested in Google. Like if you had invested in Google back in 1998, could you imagine how much money you'd have now?
Cubs, we would have, you know how many of those, what do you call those El Caminos?
Yeah, I love them.
I'd have you one of every color.
I love them.
Down here.
I love them.
I'd get you so many El Caminos.
I'd like, here's the colors I like: black, orange.
I would buy you all the colors.
A white one.
Like how do you feel today? Well, then take that one.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We got all the El Caminos.
I love them. I stand by the El Camino. I think it's
like
the best. It's the best
I
of.
knew about El Caminos, but you really just got me loving them even more.
It is.
Then I looked up
it's
the
like,
price of one, and I started choking.
But
It's
honestly,
a classic car.
it is. But honestly, some of them were pretty decent. Some of them were a pretty decent price.
Yeah, $8,000 at least for something that you're going to need to get it checked.
Right. You end up having to work on it.
But yeah, I love the El Camino. I'm with you on it.
So
the first thing I do if I ever come up on some money, I'm gonna get you some El Caminos.
You're sweet.
Yes,
so sweet.
ma'am.
All right. Move out was the other option for the 1990s. Move to no. You would have moved to Norway. It says you love the sound of it. Nobody knows why you want to go there so much, but they have so many crabs to eat. The king crabs, the Alaskan king crabs.
Don't even say it, man.
It's a beautiful country and a great place to raise a family. Not that you want one, but you're fixated on how much safer
How much
it is.
does the ticket cost to go there?
To Norway?
And can I stay there when I get there?
The interesting thing about Norway is
Because they got them crabs. They're
have
huge.
really clean waterways. Really clean waterways. Unlike any other fucking country. I heard about that. They have all these Alaskan king crabs. And yeah.
We watched that time with the guy that
Yeah,
goes
you do.
around and he dives. Where
Yeah.
they scuba dive and get these fucking crabs and they're huge.
King crabs.
And they're
Right.
actually trying to get people to eat them because there's overpopulation. I said,
Yeah.
if they send me down with some scuba gear, I'll eat all them motherfuckers.
What's interesting?
They won't be over in habitat and whenever I come down there. I'll be scuba crab. I'll be down there just eat. I love crab. No, I'd be down there biting them.
You'd be down there biting them.
Because it's cold water and it's salty. You know it's already cooked.
Right.
I swear, I love crab and there's two things I love in this world. Crab and watermelon and chicken.
And titties.
Cheeseburgers and titties.
Cheeseburgers and titties.
Now that's how my life is. What if I go down there and I see crabs, I'm coming down there, I'm taking off my oxygen and I'm gonna bite you in the arm and I'm gonna do like this.
Right. They have clean waterways.
And I'm gonna eat it fresh on the spot, then I'm gonna hook up my scuba gear and it'll swim back up with half a dead body behind
Half a dead body. Mr. What was that?
Don't worry about it, it's an empty box.
Okay.
That's what that crab's gonna look like when I'm done with it.
Now here's an interesting thing that I learned about Norway. So say, we don't have any kids, but say we had kids. If we lived in Norway, do you know that the parents actually participate in the class? So the parents come to the class and they all learn together. They do. Like the parents have to participate. Yeah, so when your kid goes to school, you go with them.
We ain't having kids because I'm not participating in none of that bullshit.
That is nicer. I would have to say that that's nicer than what we get here. Because here they just shove you off to school. They send you off to school. Good luck.
No, but when they do that, you don't quite go to school and you hang out with the old fellas and they teach you how to pick locks and shit.
Oh, so you're like my grandma. She used to skip school.
Yeah.
She'd skip school.
And you learn how it's like this is how we used to
life skills.
It's like you see an old guy and the door's locked and they don't have keys.
Yeah.
You're like, let me show you something.
Right.
Because these moms, they grew up in the old days.
Yeah, you can have it back. I'm done with the game. We're done.
We're done with the game.
We're done.
The game ain't done with you.
Yeah, it's not. I have a question.
Yeah. What's on your mind?
Sort of a serious question, actually. I thought about it earlier, and I thought I'd save it for the podcast. Now, in what way would you say language, the advent of language, in what way would you say language complicated our life, and in what ways did it improve our life? Language. So we move away from symbolism and we go to written words.
Well, what I think is problematic about language is greed, self-pity.
Mm-hmm.
And people manipulate language in order to make you feel a certain way.
So they're not using it for important things.
No, it's like magic, man.
It's contrived. Yeah, they contrive.
But if you just keep it basic, or just don't say, the best thing to do is don't say nothing at all.
Right.
A wise man says nothing.
Exactly. Yes, that's true.
And you can yell and scream at him and he'll never say nothing. You know what that is? That's wisdom.
The sight.
But but you listen to him.
Right.
No, you don't say nothing.
Right. So would you...
A man that talks too much, you can't trust.
No. Right, because he's always on to something. He has something to prove all the time, right?
Yeah.
That's what it seems like. So would you say that when humans switched to the written word, and they wrote their thoughts and they wrote their ideas, would you say that maybe complicated our way of life or improved it? Would you say it improved it or complicated it?
Oh, you talking about the written word, I enjoy reading things that I don't even believe in.
And you can spread ideas when you write them.
But that's propaganda.
Right. You can spread or.
But still, if you got the right set of mind, you can still read it and enjoy it and not let it infest you.
Right. But then that means that you have to have a sense of individuality.
Yeah, but
think
then
for
you
yourself,
can understand
right?
how other people are thinking.
Yeah, you have to be able to
so
think for
that
yourself.
gives you advantage of how they're thinking.
Right. That's right.
Because it's better to know your enemies.
Right. This is an interesting question because I've never asked this before, but I thought
it's a wild question.
It really is because
it's a good question, by the way.
Yeah, because I think important things can be communicated without words. Sometimes the important things you don't really need words for because, and I know this is going to be very profound, but have you ever looked in a person's eyes and you kind of know what they're feeling? You look into their eyes and you know what they're feeling, or you know they're somewhere else. They're thinking about another place or another person. So they're, like you can tell when someone is longing for someone or when they're sad or when there's some sort of loss. So I think important things can be communicated without words, but some things, I guess, require words. I guess so. Then I would ask you another question. Do you think language has actually increased the growth of our brain? Or has it actually shrunk our brain?
I think our brains have shrunken.
So, language, I think, sometimes might be limiting. So it limits the ideas that we have. But I don't know what you thought about that.
It's like you wake up every morning, man. And the sun rises. It's just a shit day. You go out there and try your best. And you gotta suck it up,
Yeah.
Fucking shit, man. What? Like people almost spit on you just because they know you're not doing nothing.
Oh, I know. Or they assume you're not doing anything, but they don't think about the mental work that we put in. So it's interesting.
But well, what can you do?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I want more of it.
Yeah.
And before it's over, I'll be long gone.
Why do you want more of it?
No, the more they hate you, the better it is.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Because one day they're going to turn around with their hand out, and I don't got nothing.
Right. Well, it calls into question the libertine. Remember the prologue where John Wilmot says, "I do not want you to like me." That's a profound statement. That's a profound message to people. And I'll admit that at one time I didn't really understand it, but as I'm getting older, I think I understand it more. People sometimes, people usually like you because there's something they can gain from you. So they're not liking you for you, they're liking what they can gain from you. So he would rather like it, he would rather have it, that you don't like him. Because if you like him, you're trying to get something out of him. I think I'm starting to understand it more now. But that's all I can say about it. Like you said, as soon as you don't have anything for anyone, they all kind of disappear.
Man, I don't even get mail any fucking more.
Then they don't like you. Because it
They
can't
don't
get
even,
nothing.
they're like, this motherfucker is so shitty.
Right.
We're not even going to deliver his fucking bills or anything. Fuck him. Every time I check my mailbox now, it's just spider webs, and they just a house of spiders having families. And they might be an electric bill once in a while, but they don't even send that no more. No more Burger King, buy one, get one free. Subway coupons. Hey, you want to buy a couch? All that shit's out the window. I don't even get my brother's first wife's mail anymore, and I used to get tons of it.
Religious letters?
And religious letters, and religious people banging on the door. They're like, that motherfucker don't have shit.
Yeah.
So we just keep on driving. I just get this little sheriff's card saying they're in the perimeter. The local authority or something.
Right.
The rural authority.
They're patrolling?
Yeah,
the
they
area.
patrol the area.
Right.
I don't know who this fat fuck is, but I put the business card on the refrigerator because if I see that motherfucker in the 4-wheeler one more motherfucking time, I'm gonna call him and say, shoot him! Or I will.
Right. Yeah, not to give any names or anything, but I think he's running drugs.
Yeah!
All day.
Why?
All day
do you
long.
think it is?
This is not a pleasure cruise.
Jesus Christ. And I
Every
don't
hour
care, man.
of the
Can
day.
you just loosen the throttle up?
Every
The
hour.
kid's trying to get some shut-eye. I've been up all night. You
Right.
bitch. I'm like, shit. You make me want to do drugs just to keep up with it.
Like Tobias.
Yeah. Look at him. He's telemarketing.
He's telemarketing with his little microphone. That's hot. 3 months clean of cocaine, and he's.
I used to keep a thunder pot under my bed.
Really?
I'm going to tell you the truth.
You did?
You know why?
What?
I had a bad habit of pissing the bed. So when I was growing
really?
up, we had these old school thunder pots.
Yeah.
But I was so scared to get a thunder pot because I thought there was a demon under the bed.
Oh, we all thought that, yeah.
Yeah, we all thought that, but then I'd piss all over the bed and I'd get real itchy.
Oh, no. Yeah, it starts out warm and then it gets.
You know that itchiness?
Yeah, and then it gets cold and itchy.
It feels good for a second, right?
Right.
It's hot and it's like being in the ocean.
Yeah.
And then it sets in and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, cold and itchy.
Old and itchy.
Cold and itchy. Old and itchy.
Yeah, it gets old though.
Yeah, it does, and stinky.
Yeah, but at first it feels fantastic.
Old pee-pee smell? That's bad.
Puerto Ricans rub baby diapers full of pee on their face because it keeps them youthful.
I heard that.
You heard that? I seen
Pee
it.
on their face.
I seen it.
You saw it.
No, I was in a Puerto Rican family. They do. They rub it on their face.
Scary. That's
It's
scary.
like keeps my skin youthful, and I'm like, fucking, this bitch is crazy.
That's
But yeah, they
mental.
do.
Bonkers. But they do
I
it.
guess it's got vitamin B in it or something.
It's got a lot of. I heard it has a lot of vitamins in it. I don't know.
I got one more beer, so
Gosh.
how much time I got? I'm gonna try to hit it.
38, it says. 38. Gosh.
So, where are you at as far as Passover goes, even though I almost wanted to cut a bitch earlier?
Really, I'm looking forward to seeing the moon. You said it's gonna be a pink moon?
It should be if there's no clouds.
I love the moon. Yeah, I like to see that. I like the moon anyway. But Passover is... The story of Passover is pretty intense.
Can you tell us about it?
Okay, so here's my elementary level Bible study. Now, Folks, Moses in the Bible was responsible for leading the Hebrews, the Israelites, out of Egypt. They were enslaved. Now, the interesting thing about this is, well, I think it's interesting, that although they were enslaved, they were fearful and apprehensive about leaving Egypt. So that's a psychological thing going on, where they would rather favor their slavery than risk everything, risk all that they have, even if it's not much at all, even if they don't have much of anything. They still fear for their lives, which is strange, because you would think that if you were suffering so intensely in slavery, you would risk even death just to get out of it. You would think you would, but that shows you the psychological effect of slavery at a long period of time for people. But Moses was responsible for leading the Israelites out of Egypt. Now, there is the tradition of the Passover goat. They were supposed to sacrifice a goat, and they would take the blood of the goat and they would put it on their doorpost. The doorpost, so that each home that had the blood on the doorpost would be spared from the plague of Egypt, because people were going to die. The firstborn son would die in every home. Every home, the firstborn son would die. But those who put the blood on the doorposts were spared.
Wow.
Overnight.
That's
It
not
was
the
a
only
massacre.
religion that does that.
Yes, it was a massacre
But
overnight.
Yeah, that's wild. The goat blood
That's right.
keeps the demons out.
Mm-hmm. So,
It's like Romania does
That's
things
right.
like that. Especially with the garlic. 'Cause you don't want the boogie woogie man coming for you now.
and they were spared. And their sons were not slaughtered, and they were spared.
Great.
Now,
Who didn't know?
that is called the Passover. They call it the Passover because each
Yeah,
home
my pet.
that had
Oh shit!
The blood
I got
of
the feather right here.
You got it? Here's the feather.
Yeah, I don't wanna
Folks,
fuck up the feather.
this is Sanford's.
That's the feather of Sanford,
Now,
the holy bird of Mount Italy.
now Moses was an Israelite, as you know. He was the son of a daughter of Levi. And Levi was who? He was one of the sons of Israel.
One of these nuts.
One of the sons of Israel.
Huh?
Yeah. But he was actually the son of a daughter of Levi. So that's how he's an Israelite. But he wasn't just an orphan, because he was put in a basket to be saved. Because at the time, the Egyptians were killing the Hebrew babies. They would kill the sons. So every male baby was sacrificed. They killed them, but they would spare the females. So Moses, he was spared because his mother put him in a basket by the Nile, and he was found. Interesting.
Sounds
So that's
like
how
a
you get
chicken
the story
wing
when
dinner from KFC to me,
Yeah,
right?
when they talk about
Sanford?
baby Moses,
Yeah.
he was actually a little orphan.
Yeah, man, baby Moses was tearing it up, though.
Yeah, he was.
He was a wild man.
He turned the Nile into blood.
He was wild.
He brought the locusts.
He was tearing shit up.
Yeah, he did.
You would have thought maybe we need is there a receipt? Because he's tearing shit up.
Right.
But yeah, but whatever,
Because God told him that he would lead the Israelites out of Egypt.
We made it through it.
Yeah, and he got them out.
I don't know if we'll make it through this shit.
I don't know.
But I'm with the ride.
what are your thoughts about Russia and what's going on in Ukraine?
Oh man, that is a deep one.
Yes, it is.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And like I told you, if you dropped a nuclear bomb on my head tomorrow,
Right.
I do not care because I would just go to another dimension.
Yeah. We're just gonna move on.
I don't give
That's
a
it.
fuck.
Yeah, we're gonna
I don't
bounce.
give a fuck. What can you do about
We're
it?
gonna bounce, you know.
What can you do about it?
Yeah.
I'm ready to go at all times. I've always
too.
been this way. This is why I'm non-hireable. Because I don't mind giving you the finger and say, fuck you. I think I'm going to go out back and take a shit and get a sandwich and I won't see you again forever.
You're sweet.
You know?
You're sweet.
But I'm sorry,
I love
but that's just the way I am.
I know. And
You know, you really
quit.
try and people just, these corporations push you around. I can't help myself.
I can't quit
And
it.
to be honest with you, the best feeling I've ever had is just saying, fuck you.
Yeah.
And just turn around and walking out and getting in my car and driving home and they say you can't leave. And I just keep leaving.
They don't have your best interest in mind.
I don't care.
They don't care.
But, you know, it was always under bad circumstances.
Right.
Don't you look at him.
What's he doing?
This bird has been giving me the shoulder all day.
I know. He he presses his face against that
Give me
mirror
the shoulder all day.
all day.
Whatever. I guess I'm a loser.
No, well, I'm a loser then too.
I got some
if you're a
famous
loser,
paintings. If
you're a
anybody wants
loser,
to buy one for
then I'm a
$20.
And I guess we're all losers. And look at there's semi-pro over there.
Well, yeah.
Do you see semi-pro? Mister, did you know that you had semi-pro over there?
It's been there
Will
forever.
Ferrell has been watching you for years.
Yeah, it's been there for years.
He's been watching you for years and he loves it. He loves it. I love it. We can't quit it.
Can't quit it.
We can't quit.
Can't stop it.
And you know what it is I think what I love more than anything is people can't stand it. Like your attitude.
That's
can't
why
stand
it's so good to me.
I love it.
That's why it's my therapy. Because I don't give a fuck if you like it.
Right.
We're out here doing it in the streets.
You have run off so many people, but I'm safe. I am safe here with you. That I know for sure.
Let me tell you something. What do you got?
What do you got?
Tell me what you got. I got one more.
You got one more what? Song or poem or?
I don't know.
We were at 4739.
Cold suburban streets, dialogue, driftly, dissolving in one's mind as he gets old, and each corner ain't the same anymore. Wine after wine, and the night goes by. Songs of a new decor, falling distantly between two sheets with tits in their face, slobbering into a dream in euphoria. You will never know the satisfaction. You'll never know the road I've driven, but I'll give you a note or two.
Mr. I wanted to say also, your chic looks really handsome.
My what?
Your chic.
What sheik?
Your chic.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
Oh man, that sheik is, dude, that's a high dollar sheik.
People
right
don't
there.
want to know how much he cost. Did you know?
Yeah, I bought him.
Do you remember?
Yeah, that's
during the
expensive.
pandemic?
Yeah, it was $60.
That that was $60 worth of government money went into that. So I want America to know that they paid for that sheik to be here tonight. They paid for him to be here, and he honestly, he looks like he's gonna dive off the piano. I love it.
Yeah, if I was him, I would.
Yeah, we would all dive off that piano.
Alright,
Look at this guy.
look, what do you want? What do you want? What's gonna be this?
Would you like to sing to Sanford? One last song? We're at 50 minutes.
Alright, one song for Sanford.
Okay.
I wish I could give you the best melody. I wish you didn't have secondhand mirrors, my boy. I just want you to want me. I look at you every day, and I fade away. Why can't you enjoy what I got you, love? Why can't you see what I've done? Oh, dear Sanford, what else can I do?
That was hot. That was really hot. Did you see him batting his eyes? Did you
He's not having it.
the squinty eyes?
He's not having it. What else you want from him?
Alright.
You got any questions?
Any questions? Any questions? Okay, I do have one. Now that I'm looking at Philippe. Can you take me back through the moments after we saw his big explosion? You said to me that he's not the same anymore. You said that he basically he lost something.
Yeah.
What was it that he lost?
Yeah.
What was it that he lost?
Philippe?
Yeah,
Talking about that cat.
Philippe, the alien.
Oh, Philippe, yeah.
After his explosion?
I set him on fire, first of all.
Right.
I put a match to his ass, and he exploded.
And he screamed in the street?
And yeah, I set off in the middle of the street in traffic, and I was like, he's no more, this is it. But I screamed at him. Like,
I remember that. I laughed so hard. But you said he's not the same anymore.
No.
Right.
No, he's not the same anymore. But see that skull I got on top of it?
Right.
That's his manager.
It's his manager?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he a good manager?
He does the best he can.
Okay.
That's all one can ask for, really.
Yeah, so do you think maybe the anticipation of seeing his big day where he exploded, that the anticipation was more enjoyable than the actual explosion? Would you say?
Absolutely.
Okay. Alright. But you still love Philippe, right? You still love Philippe?
Absolutely.
I love him. I'll never forget that.
Absolutely.
I'll never forget that, Maybe I'm a hopeless romantic, but I love him.
Absolutely.
It's all about the memories,
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, mister, thank you for the beautiful song.
Well, I'm gonna head you out with one more.
Okay.
Oh, shit. I don't even know what the fuck. Alright.
Okay.
before you left beyond your unconsciousness. Tell me about your sweet bliss and a crystal shell was coming by. It's sweet delight I've done.
That's hot. You don't have any more?
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
Alright.
How much time?
We're at the end here. We're
Alright,
at the end.
dig it, quit.
This is really hot. Alright.
It might not even be any good.
Oh, stop it! What? What are you talking about?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Are you still recording?
I'm still recording you! We didn't say goodbye, bitches!
Oh, goodbye, bitches.
Yeah, but you. Why are you having a pity party? Why are you having a pity party? Why? Stop it! Stop it.
I'm not having a pity party.
Tune in next week.
Bitches.
Hi. Yeah, I'm still here.
What?
Bye-bye. Bye, bitches. Bye. Bye, bitches.
Bye, bitches.